Family, what's up? Good morning. Welcome to Bama Football on YouTube. Can I get a roll tide inside the comment box? Let me know where you're watching from, please. Thank you so much. I have so much gratitude this morning for you being on the show. The summer rain continues even into the month of June. Man, we're already in June. You know what? This was a fantastic recruiting weekend. As we expected, we didn't really anticipate anyone to commit. But I think in terms of momentum, this was a hell of a punch from the coaching staff with some high-level recruits. So today's show, surprise, surprise, it's about recruiting. Please get into the comment box. All feedback is welcomed. I appreciate it. Man, first of all, I just like to honor this graphic all the time. This is the best graphic that we've had. But I will say this, the social media team, and I'm sure you saw the pictures of the recruits here in Tuscaloosa. Man, they have seriously put in so much effort, attention to detail. These guys are coming for like these professional photo shoots. I mean, Alabama is definitely not broke. I mean, these setups look incredible. All right, man. So real quick, let's jump into it. You have Matt Ponatowski, right? He's coming in this weekend for an official visit. Why is this important? Well, he's another quarterback that Alabama is recruiting in the class of 2026, right? Ponatowski, 6'2", 190 pounds, out of Ohio. You know, from what I understand, even Ohio State isn't necessarily recruiting this young man that hard. But, I mean, if you look him up and you watch his highlights, I mean, this is an Elite 11 type guy. You look at the two quarterbacks that Alabama has currently, have their eyes on in 2026. And you have Jet Thamala, who was just in town this past weekend, not on an official visit, but on an unofficial visit. He's currently committed to Iowa State. So these are the two quarterbacks that you're going after right now as we start the recruiting season, right? Ohio. And one of these things that I've quickly learned about this recruiting staff, Courtney Morgan, leading the way with Kalen DeBoer and the coaches, is I think if we talk pipelines, you do have maybe your California pipeline or whatever. But I think for me, it hasn't mattered. I mean, these guys are recruiting. You could play here. They are recruiting you guys. And I think they've also been able to do a lot better job this year. Maybe it's just, a different year. But it seems to me like they also have a heavy focus on Georgia and in-state recruiting as well. So, there was a narrative at one point in time that they didn't go after in-state guys. I was kind of wondering that as well. But, man, I'm not buying that. I think, look, you look at the uncommitted prospects at this point in time, they're going to get some in-state guys. And Auburn's doing their thing. But I think if you can play here, Courtney Morgan's going to be at your doorstep, 100%. So the two names from the quarterback position to keep tabs on, Matt Ponatowski, who will be coming in this weekend, and then Jet Thamala, who was just here over the weekend, committed to Iowa State. And I think if you're selling a quarterback to come to Alabama, I don't necessarily, I showcase the quarterbacks that you currently have here, right? Now, you only have three. But I think you saw him on Ryan Grubb and the overall philosophy that he has paired up with Kalen DeBoer and what they've been able to do in terms of a track record, right? I mean, who wouldn't want to come and get developed by Ryan Grubb? I think Grubb right now is one of the top offensive minds in college football, and that's not gassing up. I mean, the proof is there. I think if you looked at what he did with Seattle, the biggest thing that he did was he had Geno Smith throw for 3,500 yards, a career best. So you look at what he did with Michael Penix Jr., and even before that, I mean, this guy is certainly who you want to come and, build your game around. So you have Nick Sheridan, who's a quarterback's coach, but I think Ryan Grubb is like the guy who is the quarterback developer, along with Coach Kalen DeBoer, too. I think it's an offensive-minded, top that staff is going to do a great job developing these guys at quarterback. And that's something that Alabama honestly did not have for the last 5 seasons, in my opinion. They just didn't. Ever since Steve Sarkisian left, I'm going to continue to say this. Ever since he left, and A.J. Milwee and maybe Alex Mortensen, some guys that you might not know about, the quarterback development here at Alabama has not been as good as it once was. We need to continue to maintain that standard and get back there. Obviously, you know the quarterbacks that are on the roster, so when you kind of pair it up with other guys, you know, only 3 quarterbacks, and I know you took John Kazanaga, preferred walk-on. It doesn't sound like he's going to be a guy that at some point in time is coming to steal anyone's job. I mean, I can't predict the future, but these are the guys that are in the system that we remain focused on and that will be developed under Ryan Grubb. Man. Big weekend of recruiting. Let's do some shout outs. Let's see who's checked in. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you always for being on the show. Alyssa, always a perfect attendance. Herman, what's up? I see you inside the comment box. Young C, good morning to you as well. Kaylin D-Boss, what's up, man? Young C talking about Bowie Feaster, 100%. Chris from New Jersey, man. What's up? Good morning to you, bro. I hope you had an amazing weekend. Twan, what's up, bro? Thank you so much for being here. Mike G coming to us from Austin, Texas, where the rent is too dang high. Man, rent, everything. All right, let's see who else. We got Joe Crooms. Good to see you, Joe. I really appreciate it. Antoine, love the support, bro. Nicole, good morning to you. Hope you had an amazing weekend. Lil Block, what's up to you? Robert Bradley Jr., love it. Audio Truth coming to us from Viva Las Vegas. Antoine, one more time, checking in, checking through, rolling through. Bama Boy, what's up, man? Good to see you. The artist formerly known as Sean Biloxi up in the building. Ryan Harris, man, good morning to you as well. Mazza, good morning. Coming to us from the ATL. That's what's up. I appreciate it. Thanks for the support. Robert, what's up, man? Good to see you. Good crowd in here. Southern Red, what's up? Bama Boy, Anita Waters. If I repeat, I'm kind of just going through everything. Army 3275, what's up? Caitlin Childress, good morning to you. King Riz, that's what's up. Derek, what's up, man? Good to see you. He's like, I just thought about this. We traded Grubb for Milroe. Not a bad trade. Bama hater. How about my Hurricanes sending Bama's baseball team? Hey, that's facts, man. Bama baseball team lost over the weekend. Man, packed up. Jarvis up in the building. Ronald, what's up, bro? Good to see you. All right. Good crew up in here. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. All right. Today's raffle is it's a hat day. We've been rolling with a lot of hats lately. $5 to enter up to 3 opportunities. Bama_YouTube, Cash App, Bama YouTube. Last week we were on the camo. Today we're just on something that I feel is a little bit more classic. And me personally, I like the rope hats. I don't know. I wear rope hats when I play golf. This is a very clean, classic hat. So $5 to enter today's raffle. Cash App, Bama YouTube. Bama_YouTube on Venmo. $5 entry up to 3 tries. We'll spin the pinwheel. All right. This hat's fire. All right. We start out June and Monday with the banger. This is a banging hat. 100%. All right. We'll come back. I'll show it as we go forward on the show. You know how it works. Today's sponsor for this upcoming segment, Talking Recruiting, is powered by Sonic, America's favorite drive-in in West Memphis, Arkansas, Marion, Arkansas, where I-55 and I-40 meet. So if you're cruising across the great state of Arkansas and you roll through West Memphis or Marion, hit up the Sonic, get an ocean water, tell them Bama Football on YouTube sent you, and grab you some tater tots. Or I said before, the brown bag special, right? Sonic sounds amazing today. So I think I might start Monday off with the banger too and just roll it to Sonic. You know what? I didn't have this to talk about on the show, but let me say something about this, Ryan, real quick. So Ryan says, did you guys watch John Gruden's video he did with Ryan Williams? Yeah, I'm serious. Ryan, link that inside the comment box, bro, or post inside the comment box after the show. This was honestly like a must-watch content. It was so good. And so John Gruden is posted up with Ryan Williams and Isaiah Horton. But the thing I love about Ryan Williams is he's just like himself. And I hope that things don't change with his personality. Sometimes, you're like a young rattlesnake. You're just striking because that's just who you are. But as you get more conditioned, you kind of like, pipe it down. He is made for content. And him and John Gruden are talking, and John Gruden's like, show me a TikTok dance that someone old like me could learn. So Ryan was like, well, I got a couple of dances that I could show you. He's like, one is like the dirty bird. And then he's like, then I have just my straight pose, right, where he's just kind of standing. And John Gruden's like, well, shit, I could do some of those. And Ryan Williams like, yeah. So, but go watch it. It is just great. John Gruden, who would have thought that John Gruden and Barstool was something that we needed in our life? I didn't know I needed that, but it's been working out. All right, let's talk some recruiting. And thanks, Ryan, for bringing that up, bro. I thought it was absolutely hilarious. Okay, so we're going to go through a bunch of photos, all right? And you're right, Hollywood is everywhere. So these are kind of a recap of the recruits that are up in the house. Brady G, that's what's up, bro. I'd really appreciate that. So this was probably one of the most fire photos that I've seen. There's a bunch of, all the photos were amazing. All of them. All of them. I can't even imagine being a high school prospect, rolling into the University of Alabama and getting this type of 5-star treatment, right? I mean, these guys have really continued to keep, you know what? Recruiting didn't drop off after Coach Saban. It didn't, all right? And as we continue to move forward, and you'll get your recruits, I promise, you'll get them, right? Don't be like, no one committed, Kalen, no. Stop. It's coming. The buildup in June will be big, really big. So, and these photos are a great starting point to kind of show you what's going on in Alabama. Every single recruiting article that you read or you go over the weekend, they talk 1,000,000% about the environment. And who's the most happy that I've seen for all these videos, all these recruits? Go back and read. You're on 3, you're 24/7. You know who's the most happy out of all these interviews? Mom. The mom. They are going after mom. They are making sure that mom understands the direction for their son. Mom is always happy, right? Smart. And you know what, Jarvis? That's exactly right. I think that recruiting hasn't changed here, but maybe it has changed, but they adapted. You're absolutely right. Like what they're doing right now is next level. Not to say that they weren't under Coach Saban. I mean, Coach Saban could do his own thing, and the brand spoke for itself. But they're doing it still with the brand, still with their tradition, but they've kind of just freshened it up. I mean, these are all fresh looks. Look at these backgrounds. Right? All right, so Booby Feaster, I mean, one of our favorite names that we rock with. And look at this. He's posted with Jamarcus Shepard. He's posted with Keelan Russell. And he's posted with Ryan Williams. All right? This is one of the hardest photos. I mean, this is tough right here. Jamarcus Shepard, that guy, he's your wide receivers coach. Fantastic addition to this organization. Keelan Russell, the future right there, right? He's out of Texas. Booby Feaster out of Texas. And look at Ryan Williams. Just like, yeah. That is the type of energy that you want in your life. In this next photo, look at these graphics. These are tight. Ryan Williams is like crowning him. Like, you know what this means? He's the next king. That's what that means to me. This backdrop, I don't know why, but this orange sky is screaming to me. I'm loving it. That'd be a fire background for my background. This is another one that we're going to track. Before I move on for Booby Feaster, do you think Booby Feaster will ultimately choose Alabama? It seems like Texas A&M, LSU, I guess the USC could even be in play here. Thumbs up if you think that Alabama gets Feaster. I haven't seen a commitment timeline for him, but thumbs up inside the comment box if you think that Alabama gets Booby Feaster. It kind of seems like this weekend went so well. You know, for a lot of these guys, of course, you've never read an article like, oh man, I hated my time at Alabama. I don't know. It seems like things got real serious with Booby Feaster, from my understanding. I'm kind of feeling, look, I don't make predictions. I'm not like the prediction guy. But I can put things together as well as anybody else. It kind of seems like Alabama probably in the driver's seat with Booby after this weekend. We'll follow it. We'll track it, of course. Things can always change. As you know, sometimes in this world of college football right now, where we're at recruiting, pay me. I have no idea. I mean, these guys aren't coming here just for an education, though. These guys are coming here to make millions of dollars. This is, I try not to say like must get for prospects, but man, Jet Washington, I love me some long rangy corners. Like I want more. Can you imagine you have Jordan Edmonds, you have Dejon Lee, you have Jet Washington. Jet Washington is a 6'4", 6'5" corner safety, secondary player out of Nevada, right? Probably Oregon and Ohio State here, man. Oof. Can you, but one thing that I've learned, does it seem to me, or is it just coincidental that Coach Kalen DeBoer and Mo Lindquist, right, that they're going after lengthier corners? Or is this just coincidental? It didn't seem, not to say that Saban went after guys who were just like 6 foot or whatever, but it seems to me that in their defensive scheme, they want a little bit more length, right? I can't even imagine if you were to have, I mean, Jordan Edmonds, Dejon Lee, Jet Watt. I mean, and this is another thing. I mean, look at this. I haven't spoken about this, but yeah, Jet is also Kobe Bryant's nephew. You know, I love me some Kobe. You know what? If you're ever kind of feeling a little bit down or you're feeling a little frustrated, throw on some Kobe Bryant motivation, like on YouTube. And you know what? That mentality will straighten you up, because it's about the daily process. It's about putting in the practice. It's about brick by brick. And I think as people, we sometimes, you know, if we get down, we quit. Right? If we get frustrated, we quit. If we're not playing, we're mad, we transfer. No. Like sit, work, develop, understand the process, understand where you're at so you can be able to get on the field when your name is called and then ball out. It's never like, I think sometimes what's frustrating with like following recruiting, because I don't follow recruiting that much as I used to. I think things have changed. Atomic Habits, 100%. But I think like, unfortunately now, I don't follow recruiting that much because of this fact is like, I didn't play this year, I'm leaving. No. Like, you didn't play this year because other people were better than you. Coach loves you. We have a direction for you. But it's not always, like, life is so much about timing, right? So, like, you have a player like Jet Washington coming in. Man, look, if this guy's ready to play, same thing with Dejon Lee. If he's ready to play this year, you play them. But if they're not, you develop them. But I just think development at this point in time in life with college football, it doesn't exist. And I think the people, but not necessarily the players, but I think the people behind the players are like, yo, you can get paid instantly somewhere else. So let's transfer out of here and go get paid somewhere else. But you know what? We have continued to see, and you know what's happening? We're starting to get data points that the more that you transfer around, the less visibility you get. You might get the ink and the visibility immediately when you transfer, right? Ego boost. You're transferred. People are talking about you. But you go somewhere else, and guess what? You're back at the bottom of the barrel. This is one of my favorite pictures, all right? Other than the Booby Feaster one. Look at this. This is Malachi Lee out of Hawaii. 4-star tackle, 6'7", 310 pounds. The dude's entire family came from the Big Island to Tuscaloosa. Isn't this incredible? I don't know. Like, I loved when Tua was here. I don't know why. Man, if you get it made with some friends, family from Hawaii, they will take care of you. Honestly, I had never been treated better from a fan base, like from a particular state other than Hawaii. Remember this? Remember when Tua was the quarterback? They used to send me Hawaiian chocolate, Hawaiian coffee. Have you ever had Hawaiian coffee? They used to send me Lay's. That's why I started doing the show in the evening time, because they were like, yo, the show's too early. We're sleeping. So then I moved it back at that point in time. So Malachi Lee, I think this comes down between Alabama and Michigan. It seems like it. But Mom was happy. Read an article. Go out and read your recruiting articles this morning. Said Mom was happy and Mom loved it. And same thing. See, Larry Large, and family's, important everywhere. But I don't know. It seems like I could rock with, some Hawaiians. But I've never been. Remember, I told you last week I've never been to Hawaii. All right, subtopic real quick before we move on from Malachi. And like I said, I think it's between Bama and Michigan. I don't know. It seems like that. But Kapilovic and, of course, Courtney Morgan have been doing a hell of a job recruiting him. He was re-offered in January. But subtopic, what is the best island to visit in Hawaii other than, like, the Big Island? I don't know. I need to check it out at some point. The only thing that kind of scares me is, like, it seems like once you get there, everything is, like, so expensive. Like, milk is, like, $20. And is that true? I've never been there. Anyways, Malachi Lee, definitely a name to watch. All right. Nolan Wilson, out of Mississippi, defensive lineman. I think this would be an important commitment as well. I think maybe Ole Miss, Auburn, just kind of a regional battle within some SEC teams, but Nolan Wilson was here. And I think that defensive line is probably, it's always a position of need, but I think probably now more than ever, I think you need to load up on some defensive linemen. I want to see, I think that they have to get on it here. And I think, honestly, over the last couple of years, not only under Coach Kalen DeBoer, for whatever reason, I think other teams have been able to do a better job recruiting defensive linemen than Alabama. Not to say that Alabama hasn't, gotten their guys, but you need to get on it. You need some quality defensive linemen. Always do, but it seems like that's kind of a priority to me. Kevin Ford out of Texas, right? Yo, these shirts that these guys have, these like logo shirts, they're so, look at this. Look at this one is tight. Keelan Russell. And look, someone posted inside the comment box, they were like, that's sad that this is going to be their only time to hold a trophy. I was like, hey, slow down. This is what they're manifesting. They're manifesting playing together to win a national title. Clearly, these guys haven't won a national title. They haven't even played a game here. But you got to manifest it. How about this name? Titan Davis. Titan, are you kidding me? Man, Titan Davis out of Missouri. Another defensive lineman that clearly Alabama would love to have. USC, Michigan, Penn State. So this is Freddie Roach, all right? Freddie Roach is not a small man, all right? I've seen him many different times. He played. And Titan Davis is a Titan. It's a big man. This is actually a tight hat up here, too. This Alabama A Club, do you see this? Hey, where can we find this hat, fam? Let's look this up. Look at that. I like that. And that's like a cream color. Let's track it down, fam. Go out there and find it. We're looking for the Alabama A Club hat. Cream colored with the crimson font. All right, Deacon Schmidt out of Colorado, 4-star offensive tackle. Clearly Nebraska, Oklahoma in play here. I haven't heard anything if he's like, I'm sure he's going to, check in with Coach Prime at some point in time. But Alabama definitely did have some offensive tackles come in. Anytime that you have prospects that, get kind of a new feel for Tuscaloosa, I think you're blown away because Tuscaloosa is still iconic from the college standpoint. And I've been to the recruiting facilities and to all of that, and it's just amazing. First class. And a lot of people don't know that Alabama really has two locker rooms, the locker room at the stadium and then the locker room at their actual practice facility, right? And all that stuff is elite, fire, all brand new. Walking under the stadium into Bryant-Denny Stadium is still one of the coolest things. It's kind of, in my opinion, it's an underrated tradition in college football. Joe Kroom points out that Deacon Schmidt is the #1 player in the state of Colorado. Another offensive tackle that was here, Bryson Cooley, right, out of Mississippi. Mississippi, man, you know what? It seems to me that over the last couple of years as well, Mississippi has been sending out some guys, right? I mean, always, it's a state in the Southeast, but it seems to me like there's been some absolute ballers in the state of Mississippi. Big dudes, too. Might be kind of an underrated state in terms of recruiting. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I just feel like they've had some absolute guys over the last couple of years. So Bryson Cooley also in town. Look at this. This is tight, too. The gear that these guys have, man. I don't even know where you get something like this. Xavier Tiller out of Georgia, 4-star tight end. And he's posted right here with 2 other tight ends. Marshall Pritchett, right? 6 foot. All these guys are 6'6". Xavier Tilley out of Georgia. Caleb Edwards, who just got here. He was a summer enrollee. This is him right here. This is tight. Even this Falcons shirt is nice. See, and I'm with you, Jarvis. I think the wave of recruits, it's coming. So anyways, I don't know Xavier Tiller. Maybe Auburn right now. If you look it up, that's kind of where it says he's indicated to, but I haven't seen any predictions for him. But I do like this photo. Another photo with Ryan Williams. Even these glasses are tight. All right. This was interesting, all right? Eyes up here. So you have this is Derek Meadows, right? You know him. This is Kenny Darby, all right? 4-star out of Louisiana that's currently committed to LSU. Yo, look at how this guy is 6'6", all right? But the crazy thing here is, look, Alabama's genius how they do things and they pair people up together. All right, so where was Derek Meadows committed to before he committed to Alabama? Before he signed with Alabama. Actually, didn't it happen on signing day? Where was Derek Meadows? Derek Meadows right here. Where was he committed to before he signed with Alabama? Jarvis, he does, dude. That's your trivia. How cold is that? So they paired these two dudes up together. That is cold. Kenny Darby committed to LSU. He has now announced that it's between LSU and Alabama. They paired him with Derek Meadows, who decommitted from LSU and eventually signed with Alabama. Genius. Genius, man. Is JTL up in the house? He's our LSU fan inside the comment box. Man, I saw this and I was like, oh. Oh, see, just JTL. What's up, bro? Good to see you, man. Yeah, you're probably not stressing over wide receivers. Neither is Alabama. You know what I'm saying? I think that when you look to either LSU's wide receivers or Alabama's wide receivers, like nobody's stressing. You're only kind of building on up. And I think that you look to Alabama's wide receiver unit right now, it's absolutely elite. And there's going to be a lot of guys next year that continue to carry that lineage, right? I mean, Ryan Williams, I can't even think about Ryan Williams in year 3, right? Lazier Brooks hasn't even played a game. Derek Meadows hasn't even played a game. Some of these younger cats, right? Bubba Hampton, hopefully he continues to work through that development. Same thing with I think if I look to Alabama's wide receivers, I probably anticipate only, 3 guys leaving? Isaiah Horton, Jeremy Bernard, maybe like a transfer or something like that. But other than that, that group is really, really young. So this is today's raffle. We'll close it out here. If you have any questions or comments, throw it inside the comment box. If you want to get into the raffle, $5, Bama_YouTube on Venmo, Cash App, Bama YouTube. Nice, clean Alabama rope hat to start out the week of raffles. Portion of this goes back to the Tuscaloosa Soup Kitchen. Also, wanted to announce as well, Patriot Life. That's what's up, bro. Welcome on in. I will be going to I'm going to take my first steps this week in doing a little mentorship at the Tuscaloosa Juvenile Detention Center. So I linked up with the director. We started chopping up a little bit. So, I feel like kind of going into like this phase of my life, I wanted to do a little bit more, like add more kind of service into my life. And so that's what I'll keep you guys posted on that. I think it will be a really good opportunity. I always talk about, I feel that I can't brag on myself on a lot of different things, right? I mean, my golf game is here, there. It's something that I love to do because I love to compete. But one of the things that I clearly, like, I'm not the biggest recruiting guy. I have my daily show, but I'm not part of anything. I'm just really by myself. I'm just a month-to-month guy. But the one thing that I could really sell myself on, and the one thing that I'm really proud on, is the fact that I am a really good dad. 100%. Like, I am a really good dad. I'm a present dad. And I figure, maybe I could take a little bit of that wisdom and patience that I have, or just a listening ear, or, some of maybe my life experiences, and maybe translate that to some of the youth, and the thing is if I feel that if we can make a difference on just one particular person, then that's cool with me. You see what I'm saying? So I'll keep you guys posted on how that goes. I'm to be honest, Kendrick Flood, I got you in, man, with the hat, and I'm kind of nervous, because I've never done that before. But I feel it's kind of been like a low-key calling, is something that I wanted to kind of get into. So we'll see. And recently I started a men's devotional. So I feel, and I'm not like cleansed or like saved. It's just these are kind of grown-up steps that I wanted to take within my life at this point in time. Right? Always got to be a work in progress, start new things. My kids are getting a little bit older, so I have a little bit more time to myself. So what can I do with that time? And if I can make a little bit of a difference, I'm down for it. So, Alex Wilder, what's up, bro? This is today's raffle. Venmo, Bama_YouTube, Cash App, Bama YouTube. I'll roll it over into tomorrow's show as well. I know people just checking in. Monday's show, you got a lot of things going in. So, I'll post up inside the comment box, and that's today's show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And you know what? This coming weekend is another huge weekend for recruiting. You have a bunch of different guys. So as we move forward to the weekend, we'll continue to highlight players that are coming into Tuscaloosa for round 2 as summer rain continues. If you're out there and you follow recruiting, follow all your great recruiting reporters. There's some amazing articles out there with some really good quotes, talking about the environment, talking about the coaching staff, talking about the culture. And I think it'll really help you understand that a lot of positive things are going on behind the scenes with the coaching staff now that year 2 and the tracks are laid. Because let's face it, there was a lot of anxiety about, the direction of the program following the loss to Michigan. But I think when you start to hear the recruits and you start to see the players and you start to hear the buy-in, you quickly, it's easy to get, more optimistic about this coming year. So, Steven, we got you, bro, inside the comment box of prayers, bro. Just keep battling day by day. Never quantum leaps, all right? I'll leave it open if you guys are watching on the rewatch today's raffle, Bama_YouTube, Cash App, Bama YouTube. I got Patriot Life, Joe Crooms, Kendrick Flood up in here. You guys stay blessed. Stay where your feet are at. As news happens, I got you covered right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Have a beautiful start to this June. Make your time here positive. Be good people. Take care of each other. And I will catch you on my next show or as news happens. Coming to you one more time from beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Kyle Henderson on Bama Football on YouTube. Love you, fam. See ya.